Hey there everyone, it's Jenna. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I thought we'd do kind of a casual moving vlog, and moving is taking up a lot of our time and energy right now because we are doing a cross-country move and we're moving everything ourselves. So I figured I'd bring you all along on the process, kind of share what the plan is, share some tips, and just kind of do some tasks together. As you can see behind me, a lot of the things in the home have been moved out already, but I did film some footage from a couple weeks ago when the house was still furnished, and I was prepping it for the renters to show, and we did get really lucky with that. The first renters that came through loved the house, so that happened really quickly, and then we were able to start loading everything up. I'm gonna insert that footage here, and then we'll talk more about the plans and get some things done together. Okay, so something that I've been needing to do is we have these really beautiful faux leather cushions, and these were custom. We got these done by a local upholsterer here, and they were not cheap. So we're gonna try to actually bring these with us because we can try to work them into our next space. There's one long cushion here, and then there's another one on this side. They're super durable. They're actually made of an outdoor fabric, so we even have the flexibility. We can use them outside if we want. I just figured we paid too much for them to just leave them here. So I ordered some on Amazon, and you can pick your custom size, and it comes in this little box. So 2 of these big cushions are in this little box, which is crazy. So we're gonna unbox these and hope that they look decent so we can put them out before the photographer comes to take the rental pictures. I'm actually kind of nervous because there were a lot of brown colors to choose from, and it's always so hard to tell when it's just like a picture. So I hope I chose the right brown, because brown can go one of 2 ways. It can be actually like really rich and beautiful, or it can just be like poopy and not good. Okay, this is a good brown. That is crazy though, that this is gonna be a giant cushion and it's like this small. Oh my gosh, yay, this is totally the right color brown. Woohoo! Okay, that's like a pretty close match. Like obviously it's not super close, but that was what I was going for. I just like wanted more of that camel warm tone brown. These were actually a really good deal. They come with a removable cover, so you can take this off and wash it, and I paid extra for the little like non-skid. I think it was like $6 to do like a non-skid bottom, so that'll be really nice too. Okay, so we're back to present moment, and I was really impressed with those cushions, especially for the price. The little wrinkles that they had when they initially came out of like the shrink wrap, that all went away very quickly. The reason that they're not on the benches right now is because I didn't want Kona's dog hair to get all over them and then have to clean off all the dust and everything. I figured I'd just put them away in a closet until we leave, and then that way I can put them down on here and they'll be clean and fresh and ready to go. I also want to break down kind of our moving plan and what we're doing. We are using pods, which Mike and I have been big fans of. This is our first time using pods. We're not sponsored or anything, but we've just found that this has been a lot less stressful because you get the pod for 30 days. So that way you can kind of load it up for a couple weeks and take your time, and then you can schedule the delivery whenever you want. They just don't deliver on Sundays. So any other day of the week you could set the delivery as long as you give them enough notice. So we're using 2 pods. We originally thought we were gonna need 3, but we were able to really maximize the space, and I did a lot of research on how to maximize your space and minimize damage. So I'm gonna insert some footage here on how we loaded our pod. Okay, so when starting to load everything, we started with our base pieces, and these can be things like dressers, nightstands, console tables, basically things that can take a lot of weight. And then on top of that, we stacked a lot of boxes and medium-sized things. And as you can see, there's still some room between the top row of boxes and the ceiling. And to make sure that everything stays in place, we wanted to fill that space. And the videos that I watched called it stick because you're basically sticking your stuff to the ceiling. So things like clothes, pillows, cushions, wreaths, and faux stems all make really good stick. And basically, the tighter you pack everything, the lesser the chance that things get damaged, because inevitably on a cross-country move, things will get jostled around, so you don't want to leave space for things to shift and fall. Another thing that we did was if we had a lot of smaller pieces in a particular area, we would try to pin it in with a larger piece. So here we used this headboard to hold in a big pile of stuff, and we also made sure that we padded our furniture and used used the hooks that were on the sides of the pod to tie string and hold in certain sections. So this is what our pod looked like towards the end. We tried to make use of every nook and cranny, which definitely got harder towards the end since we had less and less stuff to work with, but we decided to load our guest mattress last because that way it pins everything in and it'll be the first thing that we unload when we arrive in Arizona and need something to sleep on. So another little moving hack that we found was when we went to the Dollar Tree, we saw a bunch of these pool noodles, and I had this idea to use them to kind of pad the corners of all of our furniture. So we bought a bunch of them. They were only $1.25 each, and they've been super helpful for padding like corners of furniture, legs of chairs, and just sticking in between pieces that would otherwise rub together just to kind of create a little bit of a padding in the middle. You can also use, I think it's like pipe insulation. They sell it at Home Depot. That could be good if you're not moving during the summertime when they have the pool noodles. That one's not as padded as the noodles, but it still works really well, and we used it on a lot of things also. So as things stand right now, we are on our second week of moving. Last week, my mom flew out here and helped us, and it was such a godsend, honestly. At first I was kind of like, what is she gonna do? But she just did all of these little things that made such a big difference. She helped me kind of break down a plan. She watched the moving videos with me so we knew how to pack up the pod. She bubble wrapped all of my stools and benches, which you guys know how many I have, and that was just like so helpful to have her here. And not only that, but it just meant a lot to me to have her support because obviously Mike's family lives here and she lives in Florida on this same coast. So it's really hard to move away from that, and I know it is for them as well. So the fact that she flew out here and helped us selflessly without even being asked was just like so supportive and meant so much to us. So it's definitely been harder this week not having her here, but we definitely have a lot less to do. We did a lot of the heavy lifting, and a lot of, you know, the big furniture pieces are all gone there in the first pod. So now we're about halfway full with our second pod, and I just have a lot of little things to kind of finish up and take care of. So the first one is out in the yard, so let's go do that because it's more on the fun side. So one of the saddest parts about leaving for me is going to be leaving this beautiful garden, just because it took so much time to establish, and it's not something that you can go instantly go buy in a store. It took so much time, and everything is growing in so beautifully, especially my olive trees. Like, look how big this one is, and this is the first year that I've gotten olives this size and this many. So we have a lot of olives on this tree, so that's kind of sad to leave just as everything's finally maturing and growing in. But I thought, what if I could take some of my smaller things with me? Obviously, I can't take everything, and I have to be really smart about what I get. This guy is way too big. I wish I could take that one. Oh, so beautiful. But I have this smaller olive tree over here. So I'm wondering if I dig it up and put it in a pot and put it in my front seat on the way out so that it gets light and then I can water it every once in a while. Maybe I can take it with me. I also have some plants over here that I'm taking, and I'll show you guys those. These little tomato plants. These were just little seedlings that planted themselves or reseeded themselves in my old pots where I had my tomato plant that I got rid of. So I took them and I put them in these little planters, and they already have tomatoes on them. So I figured they're the perfect size to be able to take with me. So I'm gonna take these two, and then I'm gonna take this little olive tree. I had this guy on my porch for a while, and he's been super resilient. He just stayed there all winter long, and he's been really good. So I figured this was a good size to be able to transport as well. So yeah, I figured we would try to put this in its own little pot and attempt to dig it up. I might need Mike's help, but I'm at least gonna try it before he gets home from work to see if I can do it myself. But first we have to go get some soil from the store so we have somewhere to put it once we dig it up. Okay, so this thing is so much bigger now that it's in the planter. It looked so much smaller in the ground. I'm really glad that I didn't attempt the big guys over there. I'm so excited now that I see this thing in the planter because it looks so pretty and it'll be perfect to add a little punch of foliage out on our patio in the rental. And it's also gonna be great because we're living in a rental, so I don't feel like I can really plant anything. So it'll be nice to have a plant to take care of that we can hopefully transport to our new home once we buy a house, and then I can plant it in the ground there. So I'm just gonna fill in with some more dirt and then hopefully she'll be good to go and last through the drive. Fingers crossed. Okay, so now that the plants are all set and ready to be transported out to Arizona, I thought it'd be fun to make some little goodbye gifts. And I had this idea to give these pancake mixes with this Vermont syrup and then send it with a little card that says, "Thanks for the sweet memories that will really stick with us." Super cheesy, I know, but I just thought it'd be cute to give to some of our friends with a little personal card as a goodbye gift. I did make some of these little syrup warmers in my ceramics class, and my plan was to make a bunch more, but I only ended up making 3, so I'll put those in with some of these. But I actually found this pancake mix at Tractor Supply Co., and they were only $5 each, and they're a lot more expensive on Amazon. So I figured that was a good deal, and the lady at the checkout said that she'd had this before and that it was really good. And then also they have the cinnamon bun one and they have the regular buttermilk. So these are the ones that I got, and I'll just kind of give a variety to people, but I thought that'd be a cute thing just to kind of say bye to some of our friends and leave as a little memento. And I don't know why, but I'm really into consumable gifts lately, just things that you can consume and that don't add junk or clutter to your house. So I thought that this would be a sweet idea. So I'm gonna put these together and try to give them out today. All right, everyone, that about wraps up this moving vlog. I hope that you guys kind of enjoyed seeing some of the behind the scenes of the move. It's honestly really bittersweet because this is the last video that's going to be filmed in this home, in this spot. So those of you who followed from the beginning, you know that's so weird because this is the house that started this channel, and it's really where it took off and where I found a lot of my inspiration. And you know, it's just very bittersweet and emotional to leave. So I just want to thank you all so much for being here and for allowing me to get to do this. It's meant so much to me to hone my design style and share everything with you all, and you're the reason that this even exists and that we're even able to do this move. So I just want to say thank you so much to each and every one of you. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you in my next video, which will actually be a cross-country moving vlog because we have decided to kind of make a really fun trip out of it, minimize our driving time, and spend a lot of time in different cities along the way. So we're spending a full week driving across the country, and we're gonna bring you all along. So I'm excited to share that with you guys and kind of go on that adventure. So yeah, I just want to thank you all again so much for everything. You guys seriously mean so much to me. I'm so grateful for you all, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.